you are in a full-blown storm on the seas. Waves crashing into your boat, and it's raining so hard you can't see like 5 feet in front of you. Like your boats are just, you're rowing, hoping you're still going straight, but that is it. You can't really tell, and just gradually the waves crash into you and everything. And then I will get everyone to roll a dexterity saving throw. So for everyone except for Dietrich, basically in the madness of this storm, there's waves crashing, things are flying up. All of you, at some point, you're not sure what happens, get knocked unconscious and black out. So the storm kicked up, you guys all got separated. The storm was so bad, like there were so heavy rains, heavy winds, thunder, lightning, everything, that at one point, you with your roll, when you rolled, you said a 16 for your dexterity?
Yeah.
So you managed to not get knocked out. A lot of people got knocked out during this fight from things flying around and hitting. You managed to not get knocked out, but you still can't see. Like, even if you are sitting, you would probably be...
For the little rowboat, right?
Yeah. Where would you situate the others compared to you? Like, where would you sit in this rowboat? There's like the front, the back, and the middle. Like,
probably
there's
like
3 little seats. Okay. So the rain and winds are so bad that you sitting in the front, if you look back to see like how the others are doing, you can't even see the rest of your boat. Okay. It's so bad. So it just is crazy, crazy, crazy. And then, so this goes on for hours and hours, and you just kind of like manage to brace yourself and stay awake. And then it kind of starts to subside.
And I have Thomas.
You have Thomas, William, and Sunar in the boat with you.
Okay.
There is, at one point, even though you managed to stay awake, when it seems like things are starting to subside, a big wave comes and takes your boat and you hit something. You still can't really see what's going on. Actually, I'll get you to roll perception to see how much you can tell where you are and what you can see.
Not good. Perception you said?
Yeah.
6.
6? Okay, yeah, no, you can't see
No idea
anything that's going on. The storm is still too bad. And so you, all of a sudden, like, you feel your boat get taken by a wave, and then you smash into something.
Okay.
Your boat is totaled, and you are on, it feels like rock.
Can I see my men? Where are my men?
Right now with that perception, you still can't see. And so basically all you can do right now, because the storm is starting to subside, but it's still bad enough that really all you can do is sit on the land that you landed on and wait it out. So with that 16 that you rolled earlier, I let everyone who rolled well, since the storm takes so long and eventually, everyone else passed out except for Dietrich. But anyone who didn't roll in that one, I let get a long rest because they had nothing to do but wait it out. And as things calmed down, since everything was so heightened and you haven't even rested since your big battle, kind of exhaustion takes you over. And as the storm subsides, you just kind of pass out.
Good.
And so so you get your long rest, and then you wake up the next morning to the sun beating down on you. The weather has cleared up. The seas are very calm now. And so you wake up, and you are just, like I said, the land that you're on is just like rock, really.
There's nothing, like no.
Nothing. You look around. You can see Thomas is still passed out.
Okay.
And William is awake, kind of sitting with Thomas to just make sure he's okay. Kind of, you can see Thomas has like a wrap on his head that William did overnight, sort of thing. Like he kind of took care of Thomas for him. And Sunar is nowhere.
Sunar's nowhere to be found.
You have no idea where Sunar is. You cannot see him.
I'm just trying. I always get Thomas and William mixed up. hold on.
I'm just gonna write some things down.
Okay. But remember who's who. William's the first one.
The first guy, the really short one.
Who we found in the barrel.
Yeah.
And Thomas is the one that we sunk his boat and killed all his friends.
Yes.
Okay, but they're both our bros now.
Yes.
Okay.
Thomas kind of earned his place during that last battle. He came with William and helped save the day.
Oh yeah, because they both popped over the.
Yeah.
I don't know, the banister of the boat, the railing. Okay. So Sunar is nowhere to be found.
Nowhere.
Okay. And we said Thomas had been helping William throughout the night? Or was it
yes.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay, I'm gonna go see how William and Thomas are. Can I see any visible injuries? Oh, you said that.
Do a medicine check.
Okay. Ooh, I'm not gonna do. 17.
Okay, so you're not a doctor, but you've been in battle enough that you see injuries and stuff. You can tell that something came up and smacked him in the head.
Okay.
And he's fine. Like he did take some damage, but really it was just like an oar or one of the things that you had in your boat came up during the storm and just hit him. So he's fine. He's just kind of sleeping it off right now.
Okay.
And after a few minutes, he kind of starts to stir awake as well. So in your ship, what you had before, because Aleda and Dietrich, they took all the food and wine. Rune and Greya, they took like that contraption, that cannonball contraption that Rune was looking at. They took that with them. And you guys took all the weapons that you took.
Oh, okay.
So I'll get you to roll just a straight d20. It's what I did with the others. It's like a luck roll to see how much of that is still there and how much is lost to the sea.
And that was in our little rowboat that we were trying
Yeah.
to find? Okay. Luck.
Just a straight d20 roll.
Oh, sorry, 15. I was like,
okay, cool. So you still have quite a bit. Like Thomas, he probably kept the 2 swords that he took. He kept them on him. Mm-hmm. So those are still there. There's still a couple shields, a couple crossbows. You did lose some of it, but there's still quite a bit there. You don't have a boat to transfer them anymore. Okay. But there are kind of like scattered on the land around you. There are still.
You can kind of see them.
Yeah.
Okay.
Cool. And so you're just on this rock. So what you're seeing right now is you're almost like there is, like you're on just kind of flat-ish rock. There's like a few jagged rocks sticking out of the ocean and stuff like that, but like you're almost on like a little plateau. And to this, just like behind you when you woke up, there's a big rock wall, like almost like a big cliff mountain type thing. And you can see it goes about 25 feet up.
Oh, that's right behind. Oh.
Yes.
Okay. And can we? It's obviously too hard to see. Like.
You can't see over it, but if you want, I'll make everyone that's here. Sunar's not here.
Where's Sunar?
If you want to roll a perception to try to figure out where you are, or you can roll an investigate if that's better for you.
It doesn't matter. It's so bad. 4 for investigation.
Okay. So
Or
William also has no idea where you are, but Thomas, as he starts to stir awake, he just kind of like sniffs the air, and his face kind of crumples up, and he goes, "Oh, it smells like shite here." And
so his first words waking up.
Yeah, as he starts awake, he's like, "It just smells like shite around here." And he goes, "It smells a lot like that island that you went to when I was locked up on your ship."
Oh, the frog island. The frog.
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
And then you would know too when you are sitting and like there's the cliff behind you, that Anuradae was off the ground. Like you guys had to climb 25 feet up that hill.
Oh.
And when he says that, you start to recognize the smell. That you're back on Anuradae.
Okay. Resignedly looking around.
Yeah. But you like this spot that you're on. This is not where you first got on the island. You're on a totally different spot.
But looking around, like, okay, it's pretty familiar.
Yeah.
Okay.
So you know, if you get up this cliff, you know what the island is once you're up there.
Okay. Scary. Oh, I don't want to be on this island alone. Okay. Who was that? Who said, was that William?
Thomas said that.
Thomas just woke up. Okay.
Yeah.
Thomas, how are you feeling?
Honestly, I felt better, but I think I'm gonna be okay.
Yeah,
Just feels kind of a bit like a hangover.
Oh, you're used to that.
Very used to it.
Okay, I'm gonna hold him up.
Cool.
Do you think you can climb up there?
We
Get a better view?
try. We might have to help each other. It's pretty high up, but we'll do our best.
This is bad, actually. When I'm looking out at the sea, it's like, do I see anything?
Do a perception check for that.
9.
9?
Yeah.
Okay, so you don't see much. You're kind of where the cliff is, you can't really see around much, and to the other side of you, it's just sea. Like there's nothing but water out there. With your 9, I will say you do hear something happening on the island. You thought you killed them all. But there's, whether it's the frogs or not, you don't know, but you do hear movement up on the island. And then William starts to look around, and he kind of walks as far to the edge of the rocks as he can and kind of tries to peek around. He's very short, so he can't peek around that much. But he looks over and he goes, there's a ship over this way.
Okay. I'm gonna tell them to try and stay within like the shadow of the cliff.
Okay.
Just to not like super sneaking, just a little more like just be more subtle.
Okay.
I'm gonna go see what he's doing.
Okay. So you'll have to. There are kind of like, because you have to go around a corner a bit to really get a good look at it.
Can I kind of like
you
pull
can.
him and look?
Yeah, so you can see, like, it's the back end of a ship. If you're looking, like, where he was looking, all he saw was the back end. So it's not, you're going to have to get a little further if you want to take an actual look at the ship.
Okay.
So you can do that. It starts to slope down a bit. You can still walk, but it goes a bit into the water. So it just gets more slippery. So I'll just get you to make a dexterity roll to see if you can poke around without it slipping into the water.
Okay. Oh no, I hope not one. 8.
8? So you slip into the water.
Oh, okay.
And it's fun, like the water's very calm, like I said. It's so, like you're in there. You can just swim around if you want, but yeah, you're just wet now and swimming.
Okay. Yeah, I'm gonna quietly swim over. Yeah.
Cool. So once you get around the corner, and you see the ship.
Oh, I'm gonna tell them
to stay there.
Yeah.
Okay. Cool. So they're just gonna stay. They're standing next to each other at the very edge that they can go and just kind of watch you.
Maybe be like, oh no, it's too late.
Okay. As you get around the corner, you can see the ship clearly. This is one of these ships that you saw at Port Victor that the undead and skeletons came off of. Okay. And they are kind of boarded onto the island, like they've taken their the same thing that Emerald boarded your ship with, just that plank of wood that they laid down. They laid that down onto the island, and you just see a bunch of undead and skeletons coming back and forth.
What's a bunch?
Walking back and forth, they seem to be some are getting off board, some are getting back on board, carrying different things. The ones that are getting on board, and you see there's 8 that there's 4 coming in and 4 going off. That's what you see on the plank, but you can tell they kind of have some sort of operation going here.
I can see 8 of them.
Yeah.
Okay. And those are just the people who are getting on and off.
On and off, yeah.
But I only see the one boat, right?
Yes.
Okay. I'm going to... Can I see what they're unloading?
They're not unloading anything onto the island. They're taking things from the island to their ship.
What are they taking?
From where you are, I'll get you to roll another perception, but it's going to be a really high DC because you're pretty far away.
Okay. 8.
8. Yeah, you can't tell. You can tell it's small, whatever it is, it's not big. It's not taking multiple pirates to carry it or anything. They all have kind of their own bundle of something that they're bringing back to the ship, but you can't tell what it is.
Okay. Okay. Oh, that's so scary. It's just me. I'm going to go back and tell William and Thomas what I saw. Okay.
Cool. So you get back, you tell them that, and they...
And I'm going to ask, have you heard of them, this kind of activity before?
So Thomas says to you, he's like, I've never even seen these guys before. I've heard about them from you and from William, but I never ran into them out there. I don't know anything about them. And then William, he looks petrified knowing that they're here.
Mm-hmm.
And he's just like, no, I hid from them. I didn't see what they did. When they boarded my ship, all I did was hide.
And remind me what they took from your ship.
Everything. And they killed all my crew.
As opposed to where we killed all of their crew. Okay.
Yeah.
Anyways, also, where is our prisoner? Where's Sunar? Has there been any sign of him?
William was like, I was up the whole night, and he.
Did you see he made it to land?
When we crashed here, I kind of crawled around. I saw you were okay. I saw Thomas had been hit. I never saw him.
Okay. Oh my goodness. Okay. Saw 8 undead. It's like everything I'm gonna do is gonna be bad. It's gonna be the wrong decision. Well, I think we should stay under there out of their way, out of sight.
You see, William kind of all of a sudden realizes something, and he looks at you, and he's like, "We're on the first island you went to."
Yes. It seems like we're back on Anuradae.
And he goes, "Well, that's where the ship is. That's where the Lady Chank is. We never left from this spot." We were docked here, and then we went with,
that's right.
everyone went with Dietrich's sister.
So they intercepted us off of, that's right. Do I remember what side of the island that we were docked on?
You would remember, yes. The only thing is you don't know where you are now in comparison to that.
Oh, I had to climb that stupid cliff, don't I? Okay. It's kind of rattled because I didn't even remember. Okay, can I see, like, when I'm looking up at the cliff, you said it's a 25-foot climb.
Mm-hmm.
I'm going to use face step. And I'm going to go to the top. I'm going to tell William and Thomas, keep your weapons drawn, stay out of sight. I'm going to go scout.
Okay.
Okay.
Thomas, before you go, he's like, "You sure you don't want us coming with you?"
From
what you said, there's a lot of them.
Okay. Okay. Could I, with the face step, we've done it before where I carry people with me, right? I carry.
So I don't know if it's like the actual rule, but the way we do it is if you can lift them, they can come with you. So it's going to be a really high DC if you want to lift both of them, but you can take one.
Okay. When I'm looking around, do I see an easy way up the cliff, or is it just going to be a straight climb?
It would be a climb, yeah. So it would have to be either athletic or acrobatics check to get up there.
Okay. That's true. We should stay together. How do you feel about climbing that cliff? Do you think you can do it?
Thomas is like, "I could give it a shot," and William is just like, "I don't think I could do it."
What if we tied you to us?
Yeah.
Yeah?
We could try that.
Alright, let's do it. I'm gonna pull out some rope.
Cool.
I'm gonna harness us all up.
Okay. So you're all like climbing together sort of thing, like all tied to each other?
Yes.
Okay. So I'll make each of you do either athletics or acrobatics. You can call it what you want.
I should be allowed to make decisions on my own.
So I'll just say neither Thomas nor William made it. William did a little better, actually.
Okay. Should acrobatics or athletics?
Yeah.
Okay, so that would be a 16 for athletics. Can I try and just hold our position?
So with a 16, I'll say that you were making it most of the way up. They fell. But you were able to hold on, so they're just kind of hanging below you now. But since you were able to stop them, you can all make another roll again.
Okay.
And see if you can continue on.
Okay.
Yours is going to be with disadvantage because you're now kind of dragging them.
Okay. Alright.
Same
thing. That'll be 10.
10. Okay, so you kind of stumble and fall, but this time they're pretty sturdy.
Okay.
So you very, very slowly make it up. They roll pretty well this time.
Okay.
So it's not pretty, it's not graceful,
it's teamwork.
but you all make it up.
Okay.
Now, when you get to the top, before you climb over,
I'm
you
just going
want
to
climb.
No.
Okay.
I want to just peer over.
Okay.
And see what I can see.
Okay. So do another perception.
19.
Okay. Thomas got a nat 20. You got 19. William is sweating and dangling. He's not seeing anything. You see, even though Thomas sees like everything, he wasn't here with you, so he doesn't know what he's looking at.
Yeah.
So his nat 20, what he sees is that there are some undead in the area. There's about 5. So he's kind of eyeing that and like getting a feel for how many there are. In this exact area, there's 5. And you see that you're on the part of the island where the shack was.
Okay.
So if you remember, I'll get the map out so that you know where you are.
And that was that shack that was kind of destroyed.
Yes.
Okay. Yes.
So you, I don't know where it went. There was, I did have, right there. So yes, you're over there. So if you remember, like this is where the cave was where you fought the big guy. Mm-hmm. This is that center island. This is where the hole was with all the eggs. And that's where you climbed up. So your ship is that way. Yes, so you know that now, gauging where you are, that the place where you need to go to get your ship is like directly south of you.
Okay. So we popped up and we're like here. We're behind the shack?
Yeah, you're kind of like, behind it, almost like to its diagonal sort of thing. Like, not directly behind it, you're kind of to the back side of it.
So like, and we can see undead. There's 5 undead up here.
Yes. Thomas with his nat 20, he tells you that he can hear them having a conversation. And so they're looking around and he hears the one kind of say to the other, he's like, "What are we looking for again?" And the other one's like, "Bones. We need the bones." And then, so they just have a conversation, and basically to sum up the conversation that you hear, the one at the end is like, "So he thinks the bones he's gonna be able to make another one of those bracelet things?" And the other guy responds, he's like, "Apparently the bangles came from the life force of the captains. So he feels that if he had their bones with some of their life force, he might be able to recreate, and we don't have to collect all of them."
Okay.
And then the other one afterwards is like, "Do you really think that's gonna work?" And
I know, because Mary can't remember, who he would be like referencing.
No, you guys,
like no idea.
Nobody knows.
Okay.
You've never met their leader.
Okay.
You remember, because it just happened, that Emerald said she had something to do with the attack on Port Victor.
Mm-hmm.
But that's kind of all you know about like leadership in this crew.
So they're looking around in the shack?
Yes, those. So there's 2 of them kind of scanning the perimeter. They're not on the side where you are hanging yet.
Okay.
And then there's 3 that are in the shack, and 2 of them in the shack were having that conversation. And you would know as well, now that they've had that conversation and you know what they're saying, that probably what you saw them bringing onto their ship were bones.
Yeah. Okay.
And then
Because this shack was where one of the captains was living. We had found
as far as you know, you never like fully
confirmed
found that out, but I mean, like there was a letter written by him in there and stuff like that. So all signs pointed to he was living there.
Okay. Now on this edge, is there somewhere we could climb up and like be in the bush? And,
yes. So the whole perimeter is surrounded by trees and by bush.
Okay.
So you would like if you climb just directly up, for a few feet there is cover.
Okay.
So you would have advantage.
I'm gonna help everyone get up.
Okay.
Tell them to stay down.
Cool. They are gonna try to be stealthy. And they're pretty stealthy. William struggles a little bit. He's kicking a bit and making a bit of sound, but for the most part, he is unheard.
Okay.
Did you want to do stealthy as well?
No, but yeah. 18.
18? Yeah. Okay. So you're quiet as well. They don't hear you.
Okay.
The undead don't have great hearing.
Okay. Can I see So there's two that are patrolling, you said? That
yes.
Are keeping an eye
and they are like kind of making their way around to where you are, but slowly, like they're being very diligent with the areas that they're looking. So like they are making their way to you.
Yeah.
But you know you have some time before they get there.
Okay. Can I, now that I'm up here, when I'm looking south, can I see the lady Shank?
Not from where
Shank.
you are. You wouldn't be.
The Shank.
No, from where you are, you wouldn't be. There's too much. It's too far, and you're in the bushes with cover.
Okay.
So you wouldn't be able to see.
But like I know, like okay, that's the direction.
Yeah.
Okay. I'm going to get William and Thomas, and I'm gonna kind of usher them through the bush slowly.
Okay.
Quietly.
Okay.
To make our way to the edge of this.
Cool. So this is difficult terrain, so it's going to take you a while since you're staying in the bush. And as you look out, give me a perception check.
Okay. 17.
17? Cool. So you can see as you look out, this entire island is filled with undead. Like they are everywhere.
Okay.
And they have the odd kind of like perimeter guards sort of thing, checking the perimeter and stuff like that. So it's gonna take you a while to get there, and every 15 feet or so you'll have to roll another stealth to make sure that you stay quiet. And so I think, I'm not sure exactly what the distance is, but there'll probably be about 4 stealth checks in there to make it.
Okay.
I will say most of the time, except for one, because you're going to run into one perimeter guard, your stealth checks can be with advantage because you're in the bush, and they don't know. They didn't see you originally get up.
Okay.
So you would have to make 4 stealth checks. The third one would be without advantage, but the other ones would be with advantage. And you all have to go roll them together.
Okay.
Yeah.
Alright. I'm just going to tell them that we're gonna... We know where the lady Chank is. We're gonna make our way there slowly, quietly. And we're going to try and not engage.
Okay. What did you get?
3.
Oh no. Well, let's see if they can cover your ass.
Oh, you said advantage. Advantage.
Yes, advantage.
Okay. Oh.
Okay,
I know.
you're good.
I know. Oh my goodness.
Okay, so you're all good on the first one, so you
Okay.
managed to creep forward a little bit.
15 feet.
Thomas does, as he's creeping, like step on a twig.
Go back
And like, yeah, you all look back, and you can see the undead did hear it,
We're just gonna...
But they didn't... there's forest all around, so a snap twig, they don't think much of it.
There's a lot of
also, they're undead and skeletons, so when they hear something snap, they just assume that someone broke. Broke something. Cool. So your first one is good.
Okay. 30.
Okay.
I don't like when you make that face.
Okay. So, you're walking. You're being very quiet.
Mm-hmm.
Thomas is creeping. And William is going behind you, but his legs are little, so at one point he tries to step over something, and he trips.
Okay.
And makes enough sound to get the attention of one of the undead that is kind of in the area.
Okay.
So it's not like it was a close enough roll that it's not like a big alarming sound to alert everybody.
But just something.
But one of the undead is heading towards your area now.
Okay.
Yes. So I'll roll and investigate for that undead.
Okay.
And then there is time for you to make some sort of move because he is shuffling slow and he is going to be taking his time investigating that area.
Okay. Can we, instead of like holding, can we just kind of push?
Yep. So this next roll is your one.
That's not an
advantage.
Yeah. Okay. Oops. 14.
14. Okay. So you quickly get going. Thomas is right behind you. William, when he was on the ground, is panicking, scrambling to get up, and now he's making a bunch of noise, trying to get up. And the undead who first was investigating clearly sees him. So do the two perimeter guards.
Okay.